Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something that honestly affects every single one of us every single day, our gut. But we're not just talking about digestion. Oh no, we're talking about your gut as your body's second brain, a massive bioelectric command center that pretty much dictates your energy, your mood, and a whole lot more. So let's get into how this hidden network is actually running the show.
You ever have one of those days, or maybe even one of those weeks, where you just get hit with these sudden energy crashes? Or your mood just tanks for like no good reason? Maybe you feel like your immune system is just constantly glitching out on you? These feelings are super common and they're super frustrating. But what if I told you they're not random at all? What if they're all connected to one single source?
Well, the thinking behind all this is that the root of these issues is basically an electrical problem. Picture your body as this amazing, high-fidelity sound system. But there's this constant, low-level static messing with the signal. And that static, that noise, it's coming from what scientists are now calling our second brain.
All right, so let's unpack that. This second brain, what is it really? I mean, it's not just some catchy phrase. It's a ridiculously complex and powerful system, and it's hiding in plain sight, right there in your gut.
And the sheer scale of this thing, it's just staggering. We're talking about over 100 million neurons in your gut. Just to give you some perspective, that's more neurons than you have in your entire spinal cord. It's a massive, massive network.
So this whole network has a name, right? It's called the enteric nervous system, or ENS for short. The easiest way to picture it is like a huge bioelectric command center that's literally woven into the wall of your gut. Yep, it handles digestion for sure, but it's doing so much more. It's constantly tasting what you eat and zapping signals straight up to your main brain. This connection, this gut-brain axis, it's basically a two-way superhighway for information.
Okay, so if we've got this amazing command center, what's gumming up the works? What's causing all that static? Well, the problem actually starts when the system's physical barrier gets compromised. It creates these electrical leaks that are responsible for all that noise we feel. Right at the heart of this whole mess is a protein called zonulin. Now, its job is to act like a bouncer for the tiny voltage-sensitive gates between your gut cells. These little gates, they're called tight junctions, and they're supposed to open up for a split second to let good stuff like nutrients in and then snap, shut. But here's the kicker. When we make too much zonulin, those gates get forced open, and they stay open.
And this right here, this shows you everything. On one side, you've got a healthy, sealed gut. The gates are tight, the signals are calm and clear, and your energy is stable. But look at the other side, the leaky gut. Those gates are wide open, letting all sorts of junk, toxins, undigested foods slip right into your bloodstream. And your body freaks out. It triggers this immune response, creating inflammation and what we've been calling electrical noise. That's the static that leads directly to brain fog, those mood swings, and those awful energy crashes.
So, if too much zonulin is the villain here, the big question is, what's making it? Unfortunately, the answer is sitting right there in a lot of the foods we eat every single day.
Okay, the number one culprits that the research points to are emulsifiers. You know, those additives they use to mix oil and water? They are everywhere in ultra-processed foods. We're talking creamy salad dressings, a lot of ice creams, processed deli meats, you name it. These things can literally strip away the protective mucus layer in your gut and directly signal your body to pump out more of that gate-opening zonulin.
And you know, it's not even just the food itself. The trillions of bacteria living in your gut, that's your microbiome, they play a massive role. This quote just nails it perfectly. Your microbiome can turn the food you eat into a multiplier, for good or for bad. So depending on what you feed those little guys, they can either amplify the good, calming signals from healthy food, or they can multiply the bad, noisy signals from all that processed stuff. Okay, so we've identified the problem, we've pointed fingers at the culprits, but here's the good news. And it's really good news. We can absolutely fight back. We can choose foods that quiet the noise and literally rebuild the harmony in our gut's electrical system.
So let's meet the heroes of our story. First up, you've got fermented foods like kefir and sauerkraut. These bring in the good guys, the beneficial bacteria that help calm everything down. Then there's bone broth and collagen. They provide the literal building blocks like glycine to repair those broken gates. You've got polyphenols, which are in all those colorful foods like berries and turmeric, and they act like powerful antioxidants. And finally, omega-3s, from stuff like fish and flax, which help stabilize the whole system.
And how these foods work is just so direct and powerful. They're not just giving you nutrients, no. They are actively working to lower your zonulin levels, which lets those gates finally close up. They help repair the gut barrier and feed the good bacteria, which restores that clear, coherent electrical signaling throughout your entire body.
All right, now for what might be the most practical part of this whole explainer, because, knowing all this stuff is one thing, but actually doing something about it is another. So here's a simple, actionable plan you can use to start feeling the difference, like, right away.
Here it is, the 3-day gut coherence reset. It's super straightforward. Day 1, you're all in on repairing that gut barrier. Think easy to digest, healing foods like bone broth, fish, and greens. On day 2, you bring in the reinforcements. You're going to boost your microbiome by adding in those fermented foods like kefir and sauerkraut. And then by day 3, you're putting it all together to stabilize the whole system with full-on coherence meals. See? It's a really simple way to start turning down the volume on all that electrical static.
So let's wrap up with this thought. We've seen that your gut is so much more than just a digestive tube. It's this critical bioelectric command center for your entire body. And every single thing you eat, every meal, is a choice. It's a signal. It can either create more static and noise, or it can promote harmony and coherence. So the real question to ask yourself is, what signal are you sending it today?